Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're very excited to be kicking off this meeting today. My voice is a little bit raspy. Something has been going around in the area here, and unfortunately, my voice has been going in and out. So hopefully everything's going to go great today. We're super excited to be sharing this amazing technology, and thank you, Jesus, for something that's helping me to fight everything that's going on. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this. Have Mena welcome you, and then we'll get kicked off with a quick video.
Yeah, thank you already to those of you that are on here early. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate every single one of you. And do reach out to the people that are part of your team or somebody new that you may have invited. Let them know that we're getting started. And we do appreciate you all, though, for being on early. So we're not medical professionals. We're not here to tell you that this amazing technology, small as it is we're not going to tell you it cures or mitigates anything, but it is helping a lot of our friends, and the testimonies that come back to us are so life-changing that we cannot not share. So do take notes. Like I said, text your team, remind them that we're on. I know a lot of people are busy about their lives and they've got a lot going on, so just let them know we're ready to go.
Yep. And so we're going to kick this off real quick with a quick video. There's a 3-minute video they just put out that explains more about what we're going to talk about today, more about the product, and also more about the opportunity. So let's kick this off real quick. Here we go.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisitinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself, and even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your own terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology, this is the team, and this is your moment. This is it.
Awesome. I love that video because it explains more more than we can explain in about 30 minutes. So I figured let's start with that. But the question is, have you been patched yet? Because if you have not been patched, you definitely want to go back to the person and say, hey, how do I get these patches? And basically start experiencing this for yourself. So the first thing that happened to me is that I actually had a car accident back in 2016 where I had damaged my neck, my shoulder, my back. I had a knee injury that affected my right hip. So I had 5 areas of issues. And my friend told me about this. And he told me about a friend of his that actually had the same kind of car accident, but had all kinds of challenges. And then her pain was gone. And I'm like going, I'll try anything. Well, 3 days later, no issues, my knee, my hip, my shoulder, my neck, my back. I'm like, what in the world is this? How does this work? And I started researching about it and found out about this gentleman you heard in the video, David Schmidt. He's a CEO and inventor of X39. As you heard, he's got over 200 patents. He's a scientist and inventor specializing in age reversing. Thank God for people like this, right? They take their time and energy to develop things that can help people and help humanity. And in 2008, he focused his attention on stem cell research, and this patent on this one product took 10 years, $4.5 million to bring to market for this one product. And so my wife, when I talking about what happened to me, she's like, go get checked out by your doctor. She didn't really believe it, but then I gave her the information. She started researching it herself and really found out more about the patent and things like that.
Yeah. So in fact, it was actually 3 years ago.
In September.
This time really that we were approached with this technology, and I wanted nothing to do with it. Really skeptical. As an attorney, you don't tell me anything, show me, I want to see the research. And but as skeptical as I was, Greg had a result, and it was at that point, I had FOMO, fear of missing out, and so I took a look at the website. We're going to show you the website a little later, but I saw that there was this legal document that was registered with the US government, and a patent, I understand, you don't have if the product is not one of a kind. And secondly, the patent, if it makes certain statements like we read in this paragraph, you can't say that unless you've proved that this in fact is truth. So we like to highlight this paragraph because it's just these few things, if you draw this to people's attention, embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptide. Now, I didn't know what that was, but I've since learned, including activation of stem cells, improvement in energy. A lot of people are looking for that. Elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvement in stamina, elevation of collagen production, improved wound healing. When I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, that amongst a lot of other things, I need that, so we decided to embark on this journey.
Yeah, and we can stop right here and say, okay, who wants these results, right? We're going to kind of go a little more over the technology of that. So one thing I didn't realize, and many people don't know, is that once again, stem cells start deactivating as you get older. They become a little more stagnant, so to say. So what happens when you're young and and basically all these stem cell activity, but by the time you're 30, you have half the stem cell activity you had when you're younger. And by the time you're 60, you have maybe 5 to 10% maybe. So I'm going to be 55 next month. And literally 3 years ago, when I started using this product, I actually, prior to my experience, I literally felt like I was in my 60s. That's all I can explain it. I had issues every single day. I felt very old, lethargic, what do you want to call it? And now I feel like I'm basically in my 30s, slipping into my 20s. It is a game changer when you start activating your stem cells. It's absolutely amazing what happens.
So how does the X39 work? We get that a lot. It is a proprietary form of phototherapy. Patented nanocrystal technology. It reflects off of our own lights and heat to activate the nanocrystal technology in here. It's not transdermal. There's no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants in this. Not invasive. And we have to give the disclosure. It's important. LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition.
Yeah, and so some of the benefits of X39, you might have seen some of these different things, but we get pages and pages of these, but look at this: increased strength, reduced inflammation, you saw that in the patent, increased stamina, energy and vitality. This is huge for a lot of people that are taking pills, drinking drinks, everything else. Naturally increasing energy and vitality in your body. Mental clarity. I had brain fog and all kinds of stuff was going on within 3 weeks. It was like I could see clearly now the fog is gone, or I could think clearly the fog is gone. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions. That was an amazing part of my life, and so we've seen with so many other people, and men had some huge improvement in sleep.
Yeah, so improvement of sleep, it was one of those things I never thought about, but I started to use the product, like I said, because I had FOMO and I was wanting reduction in inflammation, which is what I saw. And then when I slept through the night, that first night, I could not the first night I put the patch on, a few nights after that, I just couldn't believe it. I thought this is too good to be true, because I thought it was just my luck that I don't sleep, you know. But when I slept through the nights and I woke up refreshed, rejuvenated, no like brain fog in the morning, like everything was clear and I was remembering dreams. And I thought this is amazing. And honestly, I mean, I was telling someone the other day, you know, there's days when I think to myself, well, will tonight be the night that I don't sleep, you know? And honestly, I'm sleeping great every single night. And you know, if you don't sleep, your body's not resting and repairing. You need to sleep well. So lack of sleep can cause illness.
Yeah, she called me on the phone. She says, "Where are you?" And I said, "I just got
first
done
time,
working out.
yeah.
Yeah, I just got done working." I said, "Did you just wake up?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I had the best night's sleep ever." And I'm like, "Hallelujah!" Because anytime I'd roll over in bed, she'd wake up, and I'm like going, "This is amazing." So she's such a deep sleeper now, which is great, and that's important. So improving skin appearance is another thing that's huge. But achieving optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. How many people want that idea? That's what we were looking for, and we're achieving that, which is pretty awesome.
So this is a topography map. It's a scan that David took of a 77-year-old woman's brain. He wanted to show
I got it.
information in the brain, and
Oh, you did
the
this one.
Go ahead, go ahead.
and
I'm gonna
so
go over to Denise tomorrow
he
or
said
whatever.
to the lady, you know, she's got to be consistent with putting the X39 on the back of her neck, and she changed nothing else. A 77-year-old woman. The scan of her brain at session 1, you can see is lots of bright colors in there. The reds and the oranges and the yellows, and that is an indication of inflammation in the brain. It's a lack of brain coherence. The brain cells are not really cooperating. Session 2 is 3 weeks later. Now, all the lady did between session 1 and session 2, 3 weeks later, is consistently place the patch at the back of her neck. Stay hydrated, good water. And the scan at her brain indicates, as it does on this topography map, with no reds, no bright oranges, and that means no more inflammation. It had detox, improved brain coherence, so those brain cells are functioning the way they should. Session 3, only 6 weeks later, a complete turnaround, balanced brain. That's what a balanced brain looks like, better brain coherence. And David says, you know, in his explanation of this, he says that if he had scanned every organ in the body, it probably would have looked like her brain did at session 1.
It's pretty amazing, the differences that we see in this. And so the one thing that I look at too is long-term results, because a lot of people think, how long do I wear this for? Well, 97% of the people notice significant differences within 90 days. So we recommend a bare minimum of 90 days. We usually recommend 3 to 6 months. But just to give you an idea of the next 3 to 6 months, what people can actually experience, well, the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger, healthier state. That's because if you look at the GHK copper peptides, they've been studying this since the 1970s. That's one of the first things it does. When you elevate GHK copper peptides, it resets your genes to be a younger, healthier state. It's like your body going into a reboot. The same thing, like earlier, I'd basically reboot my computer because they had a new iOS out for my computer, so I had to redo it. Same thing if your phone locks up, what do? You reboot it. Well, your body goes into reboot. It's amazing what starts happening. Well, within 6 weeks, what Men was talking about, look what happens. Your brain becomes balanced. How many people know that people need that, right? And within 3 months, your collagen levels increase 2, 3, 400% what they've seen. And within 6 months, your heart is reversing in age. This is huge. So that's why David says this is not anti-aging, it's age reversing. People said, well, do I have to wear this forever? We're wearing it every single day and we're getting phenomenal results. I've had over 20 things improve by just using this patch. And so we tell people the longer you wear it, the better results that you get.
So how do you wear it? You wear your patch on 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Wear it when you're awake. So if you're working at night, you want to wear your patch at nighttime. Okay, so when you're active and you're doing stuff, you don't want to put the X39 on when you're sleeping, because that's to repair and that time is to repair and rejuvenate your body. You throw the patch out, you put a new one on, and these pictures here indicate that the patch is worn at the back of the neck and underneath the belly button, where that's where the nerve bundles are. So you want to give your body optimal experience when you put the patch on there. Now, you can wear more than one patch at a time. It's not necessary, but we did already talk about drinking water. Drink good water. Make sure it has additional electrolytes or minerals. Put that in your diet, like the Celtic salt, the Himalayan pink salt, but make sure your water is good and stay hydrated.
That is key to all this. And so once again, the one thing we hear about is so many different testimonials, and it's really a sophisticated product, and it's very simple to explain. But the testimonies X39 are truly life-changing and emotional. We try to share with people and make sure they understand. We have thousands of testimonials utilizing this patch over the past 3 years and sharing with people. But the one thing we absolutely know is it absolutely works. Somebody might get results within days. Some people take weeks. Sometimes people take months because they might have a hurt elbow. But once again, it usually helps whatever is going on. So if you have heart issues, gut issues, stomach issues, all kinds of different issues are going on, it's going to probably go there first. I tell my friends, it's probably going to fix your brain cells first before it helps with your shoulder. But really, the main part of that is that there's a lot of people that are utilizing this. So we have doctors all over the world utilizing this. I'll show a couple examples but here's a guy up in Tampa actually utilizes this specifically for healing because of the surgeries he does. So he's the plastic laser eyelid and facial plastic surgeon. Once again, respected all over the world. People fly in all over the world to use the kind of procedures that he does. So once again, he uses lasers to basically remove layers of skin and basically healing. Well, he said the normal healing time for what he has is normally 6 to 8 weeks. So think about that for a second, a month and a half to 2 months. He started using this patch and sending a sleeve of 30 of them 30 days prior to doing that. Now the time he's getting is 7 to 10 days. We used to take a month and a half to 2 months. People are healing like so rapidly, which is awesome. So he says, if you want to work with me, you must use this product. Another person says the same thing as Dr. Leland Stillman. He's an expert in photobiomodulation, what they call light therapy. I didn't know that word before this business, and now I can actually say it. So, but it's interesting when you understand that the experts are looking at this, and the first thing they do is they kind of go, what is this? Oh yeah, how's this patch going to even work? Well, when they do the research, and that's what we challenge everybody to do, whether you're working with a ditch digger or a doctor, have them do the research. When they do the research, they're like, whoa, this is real technology. All of a sudden, he started using it, and all of his other things started changing. Now he's like, if you want to work with me, you must use this patch, which is pretty amazing. So other people, they take pictures. Like this is an example of someone, day 1, day 42, a year later, look at the difference. I mean, this is a massive difference. But if you look at the difference now, oh my goodness. If you don't notice a difference there, this will help with your eyesight as well, which is kind of cool. But again, you look at people that have had actually damages or something that happens with, for an accident. I had an accident. So this was someone who fell through the rafters, fell through the ceiling, broke 6 ribs, punctured his lung, and once again was expected to go back to work minimum of 6 weeks. He was going to be out. He's back to work within 3 weeks. But look at the dates here, the 17th to the 30th, 13 days difference. I've shown this to doctors. Other people are like going, that's not normal. Well, with this, it is. When you talk about rapid wound healing, it's pretty amazing. But we have other people who have skin conditions, all kinds of different conditions. And we could talk about so many different ones. It's pretty amazing. We look at people that have even things like vertigo. It's something that, again, it's not reversible. Historically, I mean, there's all kinds of medications, things that just don't really work. And then other people see it. And once again, 3 months later, look at the difference here. And you can share this one real quick.
Yes, so a good friend of mine, known her for a number of years prior to the patch. And I understood that she had this condition, and it isn't autoimmune, and her hair just was not growing. She was wearing wigs and hats, and I had no idea what would happen. When I saw the patent for this particular product and the website, thisisit.info.com, I thought, well, maybe this may help her. And all I did was share the website with her because I was not able to explain, and I had no idea what would happen. She came back to me and she said, you know what, I'm doing absolutely everything, every potion, lotion, supplement, steroid injections, on her, in her head. And she tried for a number of years, but nothing changed. She said, well, maybe I should just try this. What do I have to lose? And look, I mean, the picture speaks for itself. That's the before and the after. And she's no longer wearing hats and wigs. So do you think she's happy that I shared it with her?
Yeah.
I think very happy.
Absolutely. And it's pretty amazing. You get friends, family, acquaintances that use it. And so we've had other people that, again, a gentleman who actually had pretty severe Parkinson's. They just posted on here once saying he's back on skis again. I get a video we can share with people that in regards, we can never guarantee anything, but different people get different results, and his results have been absolutely amazing. He could barely even feed himself or do anything else when he started using the patch, and now he's living his best life. And once again, it's his LifeWay patches, and with the grace of God, we daily live awe and miracles in our lives. So we could go on and on and on, but I'm going to share just a quick video of basically 4 doctors. It's at the end of like almost an hour-long video, but just the last 4 minutes of it, basically them recapping why they're utilizing this and why they'd recommend. It's pretty powerful. Here you go.
Dr. Dodge, what about you? What makes this special?
I think really echoing that, This is the most powerful piece of medical technology I've come across in my practice, and that's over 20 years. So I think being able to reverse and see the testimonies of reversal of aging, reversal of disease that are otherwise untreatable or that people and other doctors even give up on. This is new hope. It's new hope in the form of a patch that is so simple to offer if you're a healthcare professional, but you don't even have to be. A friend or a family member can begin to offer this to other friends, family members. So harnessing the power of the stem cells really in your pocket and transforming your life in such a simple but profound way.
It's great. Dr. Stillman?
The funny thing is, I think the most compelling thing that I get every day from this is just the testimonials. And like some of the other doctors have said, it's just such an incredible opportunity for people to be part of the healing process, and for the amount of effort that we've put in as doctors to be able to help people, for you to be able to like walk around with this in the palm of your hand. It's just an incredible, incredible blessing for you all to be able to help people like this, because I can tell you, I know what it's like to get results like we see on the patch in my practice. Without the patch, it's a lot of work and effort, and it isn't just $100 a month. So when people pass this up, who I recommend it to, I just think they're totally nuts. They have no idea what they're missing. So enjoy it. Be glad that you got on board.
Very great. Dr. Fitch?
The best way I can say is that this is the most affordable, sexiest, easiest way to get into the stem cell world. So for as low as $99 a month, you turning your stem cells back on, carrying the sun around in your pocket to just wake your body up is just an amazing ability. Medicine will always be there to save the farm, to save the body from completely crashing, but that's not the state that most of us operate in. Most of us operate in a state of chronic inflammation day by day, and we need some kind of chronic ability to combat and buffer against that. And this is by far one of the easiest and most transparent ways to do it.
Thank you, Dr. Fitch. Dr. Joe, last words.
I just think this is the most remarkable opportunity that's ever come along in my lifetime to this point, for your health, for your finances. If you choose to work it as a business. I got both my boys involved because they're just finishing up their college careers, and I told them this is better than a 401k or a Roth IRA. I've heard you say, Danny, it's like buying stock in Walmart in 1980. I think it's better than that. I think there's no comparison. And for those that are just willing to try it, they're not going to be disappointed, and they're going to quickly want to share it with others. So I share that piece with almost everyone that I introduced the patch to.
Fantastic. That's well said. Appreciate you, Dr. Joe.
So it's pretty amazing that, once again, we could show so many different testimonials, but the best thing you could do is go to thisisitinfo.com.
Yeah. So thisisitinfo.com is the website that I choose to share with absolutely everybody. And, the team lead that we're part of, Steve and Gina Merritt, this is a team, they put everything there that we need, and this is for the doctor and the stay-at-home mom. It has testimonials, it has the patterns, so you can go and read it. It has the clinical testing, it has a section for doctors specifically. So whatever you need, you don't need to be the walking encyclopedia and have all the information at your fingertips. I just share the website. I give them thisisitinfo.com. Nobody can purchase from there.
Absolutely.
So LifeWave is a company. I did not know that it existed at the time that we were approached with this technology. But then we soon found out that it was already a 20-year-old company and now open in over 80 countries. The thing is, you know, at the time that we found out about the patch and at the time that the patent was actually registered, LifeWave itself was sitting at 20 million US in revenue. Okay. And since this patch was introduced and people have been sharing it, experiencing it and sharing it, the company has grown. We closed at over, so 2020, 20 million in revenue. 2024, that's 4 years later, over 600 million in revenue. What does that show you? That people are using this, people are sharing it, and people are experiencing and loving it. They cannot be quiet. And this year we predicted to close over 1 billion US.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, the growth.
And it's not a Me Too product.
No,
I forgot
no.
to say that.
Well, we'll cover that real quick.
Yeah, so what do we mean by not a Me Too product? Well, you know, there's a lot of competition out there when it comes to skincare, supplements, hair care, weight loss products, oils, all types of things, and they're all great products. And every I mean, we have to wash our hair, we have to put skincare on, you know, we have to do certain things. Most things for ourselves for hygiene purposes, but you know, they're great products and we will always utilize them and we will always buy them. But I can choose from a variety of different places to go and get those particular products. I don't need to support my small business owner friends, but I do because I love them. But I could go to CVS for my shampoo. I could go to Dischem for my supplements, you know. So, but with this product, they're not going to Dischem to find this. They're not going to the CVS to find this because it is exclusive to us.
Yeah, we always say there's good products, there's great products, but there's also one-of-a-kind products, and that's nothing like it in the entire world, so it's absolutely amazing. So we're actually got the number one momentum ranked as far as the company itself in the world, the fastest growing network in the entire world, and it's really due to the couple, Steve and Gina Merritt. So Steve and Gina have been in this industry for decades, and they've built Lily huge businesses, but the company they used to be a part of actually had a product that wasn't patented, and Lily was acai juice, and now you can buy that pretty much anywhere at any kind of stores, especially health food stores, stuff like that. A lot of local grocers have that, and so literally the company shifted into a weight loss thing, and they're like, yeah, this is real exciting. Hey, you look like you can lose some weight. You know, they said we don't want that. So for a year they prayed for the right company, the right product, the right leadership, the right compensation plan, and literally prayed for God's favor. And so when Steve was a professional water skier, a professional barefoot water skier, world champion water skier, had broken all kinds of stuff in his body. He had over 13 different surgeries. And then Lily, his wife's like, you got to stop taking handfuls of pain, you know, Excedrin, basically, which is pain, like an Advil, stuff like that. She goes, this is not going to be healthy for you. He goes, well, I got to keep moving forward. Well, they tried the product. Within a week, he had no more issues. And his wife's like going, this is it. This is what we've been praying for. This is exactly what we've been looking for. So today we got over 500,000 people on our team around the world, and we're gonna be 1 million strong by the end of this year. I think we're over 600,000 now. It's pretty amazing how fast things are going. So they helped bring on Meredith Burkish, who used to be the president of that company. Now they're president of this company. And David Schmidt was here, and he's won all kinds of awards, including the company's won 2 years in a row, the Bravo Growth Award, which is basically the fastest growing company in the world over the past 4 years. So think about it, they take all the companies out there. They said for a company like this, that was 16 years old when they first started tracking them to 20 years old to become that. They said that's not normal. Most companies that win this award are startups because they start at zero and they grow from there. They said for a company like this to do that, we're exceptionally growing. So we're going to shift real quick and talk a little bit more about the opportunity. You want to talk about this real quick?
Yes. So, you know, obviously you have all taken time out of your evening or your day to be on this Zoom, and you have to, there's got to be a reason why you came here today, you know, and if you're brand new and you haven't seen this before, make a decision, decide what do I want to change in my life? Is it you want more time with family? Is it because you want time freedom? You don't want to be dictated to by your job. Okay. When do I start in the morning? When do I leave? When can I take time off? Okay. So do you want to be free where you decide what you do with your time? Do you want security? You know, when you move to give to an organization, do you look at your bank account and say, you know, do I have enough? Or do you just say, you know what, I want to bless them because you know you've got more than enough, okay? Do you love travel? And you know, how much time would you like to go away for? Is it just the 1 week that you're able to take? Or would you like to take a few weeks and just experience everything of the place that you're traveling to? Better health. A lot of people are utilizing this and they are seeing improvement in their health and less debt. you know, a lot of people with debt comes stress, and stress causes illness. Okay. So we got to get out of debt. We got to help people get out of debt. And that really, a lot of people are saying, well, I want to be debt free. I want to buy everything cash. Well, this is an opportunity where people are doing that.
Yeah, the number one word for me is freedom. I was working a job. I wanted out of my job, and thank God, with the help of God, the help of my wife, help of our team, within 14 months, was able to replace my 6-figure income. And literally several months later, fire my job, and we've quadrupled our business and income since. We're now
And
at 30.
my health has improved since he fired his job.
Yes, all of our health has improved.
Just because he was complaining so much.
No, it was like so stressful. It was like I'm not going to go through
Yeah.
it, but if you've been in a situation like that, there's a way out. Freedom is real, and that's the thing that's amazing. What's been going on? We just found out now. We just added another country. We're in 38 countries around the world. We're going to be opening up in even more. But again, what happens is you actually have the opportunity to buy the product at wholesale. So I tell people, would you like to buy retail or get it wholesale? So one sleeve is basically 30 patches, which is a 1-month supply. Normally retails for $150. We want to help you get the lowest weight, the lowest pricing. So there's 3 different options. So the first option is to buy 3 sleeves, which is you want at least a minimum of a 90-day run. But even for a couple, it might be a husband gets one, a wife gets one, they have one extra one. Then we put them on 2-sleeve auto ship so they can continue using it for 90 days, 6 months. But what happens is that for people that say, hey, we want to build a business. So first of all, this is now less than $100 a sleeve, which is pretty good. People that want to build a business, you can even get a bigger discount. You actually get 6 sleeves for $535. So that's only $89 a sleeve, which actually works out fantastic. But the other parts of that we were thinking of is, again, from a business standpoint, I'm like going, that's the least expensive business expense we've ever had. And you're just buying product. So they said, what's the biggest package? So they gave us the biggest package, which is basically 20 sleeves. And they said, well, why, some people say, well, why do I need 20? Well, you don't need 20, but you need to share this with others. Now, we don't just give this out to people. We say, here, try the patch, here's a sleeve. No. We basically, when someone gets started, Steve and Gina Merritt, who have the biggest business in the world, they said, what we'd recommend is doing this. And what they told us to do, we started implementing. They said, when someone signs up as a core, advanced, or premium, you lend them one of your sleeves. And sometimes we lend 3 sleeves if they sign up for core and have their product delivered to us. But what happens, we can lend them a sleeve, and then when their product comes in, they give us one back. We call it a place and replace. So we just place and replace, place and replace. So you can only do that with people local to you. We can't do that internationally or even out of our area. But if someone's close to you and you're meeting them for a cup of coffee, or they belong to your local church or whatever, you can lend them a sleeve and then meet up with them again a week later and get a sleeve back. So we started doing that back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And we made this money back in basically 2.5 weeks. Well, how did we do that? Because the very first way that we make money is not by doing retail, wholesale and retail. That's one way to make money. But the biggest way to make money, once again, one of the bigger ways to make money is actually from what's going to call a product introductory bonus. This PIB, this blue section here, you'll see that this is $35 you earn when you sign up a core pack. You earn $75 by signing in advance, and you get basically a premium, you get $405. So we signed up several premiums, several advanced, several cores, and we made that money back. Our first month, we made almost $3,000. I tell people all the time, saying we were pretty aggressive, but we're talking everywhere. We're so excited, sharing with as many people as we could. Other people, you share it slower, you might not be able to make that for several months. Who knows? Everybody is different, but we encourage you, share it with other people. Good.
Yeah, we just felt it's our social responsibility to share with everybody, because why would we withhold this and keep it a secret? We had no idea how so many of our friends were actually hurting. And you know, they thank us for actually sharing. So, you know, don't keep it a secret. If you know that you've had a great experience, you want to go out and share with everybody out there. The other thing is, with the premium package, is we did not have to worry about the monthly subscription, because the premium package allows you to have a 90-day reprieve where you don't need to worry about a subscription. So you've already got the points allocated with that. Whereas the advanced package and the core package, you need it to be on a monthly subscription of 1 sleeve, and preferably 2 sleeves if you are at the advanced package and ranking manager, which we'll show you just now. The other thing is, every package comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And so no matter what package you have 30 days to experience it, you, yourself, family members, and so on. And in all honesty, nobody ever
No.
returns it
No,
because
you get
they
the results.
feel the difference.
Yeah. And the other part to this is that's nice is that, like Vanessa said, you don't have to be on a monthly subscription, but you do 90 days out. So they give you a 90-day window, then you basically buy something in 90 days. So I tell people right now it's in August. So if someone starts today, they're covered for August, September, October. They don't have to buy anything until the end of November, as an example, on the premium pack. That's just a premium pack. Otherwise, according to Advance, you want to be at least 1 or 2 sleeve auto ship. So that's the first way we make money. So there's really three main ways to make money. The second way to make money is by building a team, by building a network. And this to me, I was very excited about, because I heard a long time ago that from for the first US billionaire, which basically J. Paul Getty said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. And so when I saw that, I said, all we need to do in order to go manager, which is the first ranking level to open up the compensation plan, is to basically where we get started, just talk to 4 people we care about. So once again, we talked to our good friend, Bob and Danny. We talked to another good friend who is
Graham.
Well, we talked to Graham. We talked to Jim Hooks, and all these different people we talked to. Got my dad involved. All the different things, and all of a sudden we're managers. So what happened out of that is real quickly we became a manager. And what that does, it opens up the point where you can make up to $1,500 a week. I love that idea. It doesn't start there. It starts at 100 and 200 and 300. It starts growing. But what's going to happen now that you'll find someone over here that says, you know what, I want to get started. I want to, become a manager. This person says, I want to become a manager. Now you get a manager, the right manager, left. You can make up to 2,500. It goes all the way up to $25,000 a week. So what happens as a manager, you cap out at $1,500 a week. Not a bad cap. Pretty good. So what happens though is that once you have 2 managers, you become a director. Once you have 2 directors, you become a senior director. We just broke a recent senior director, which is very exciting. So what happens here is that when you actually have someone doing this, it's typically a minimum of about $1,000 a week.
Yay.
Figure about 18 to 20,000. A month, rands per month, right? So a week, 20,000 rands per week. I'm converting in my brain here. So once again, but our goal for us personally, I want to get on my job. So we hit executive. This is where freedom happened for us, is a 6-figure residual income. Once again, it took some time, but once again, 6 weeks later, we hit presidential. We doubled our business because of what we call hyper momentum. We're still in hyper momentum. We hit senior presidential director, and we're helping other people do the same thing. We'll probably next month, we're going to be breaking a senior presidential, several executives, because business is booming. Things are growing by leaps and bounds. The question is, would you like those results? If you want those results, we have a system and a team and mentorship where we'll teach you and train you to do exactly what we've done. So that's the important part. So you want to talk about this third way?
So the matching bonus, we just showed you that on the binary, you max out at $25,000 a week. Okay?
Not bad, but yeah.
Which isn't a bad payout. But matching bonus, where it's unlimited income potential, and this is what really caught my eye, because I thought, my goodness, so they're not even capping us. So we decide what we want our paycheck to be per week, but it's not dependent on our efforts only. Okay, this is teamwork. So if our team, and for instance, we put in on our first generation, Rob and Lisa Weaver, and they first generation to us, and if Rob and Lisa Weaver are earning on the binary, whatever they're making on the binary per week, if it's $1,000, we're getting 25% of that. If it's $25,000, we're getting 25%. A matching bonus, doesn't come out of their check. Rob and Lisa Weaver then spoke to Hilda and Rudy, and they are second generation to us, first generation to Rob and Lisa. And when Hilda and Rudy max out on the comp plan at $25,000 per week, we're getting 20% of that, $5,000 a week, every single week, no matter what they're making on that binary. They don't have to be at the max, but whatever they make, if it's $1,000, we make 20% of that. That's $500. Okay. Third generation, Rose and Tony are third generation to us. They're first generation to Rudy and Hilda, second generation to Rob and Lisa. So that is the way that this goes, and the thing is, your first, second, and third generation, no matter how far down on your left leg or your right leg they are, you will still be getting a 20% or 20% off of their binary. Okay. So now, for instance, Ken signed up Andy at number 68 on his leg. But Andy was personal, so he was a first generation, even though he was the 68th person down
on his right leg.
And Ken still makes a second generation to Andy is Daddy McDaniel, and he maxes out at $25,000 every single week. You think Ken is saying, "Oh, Danny, no, the company is giving Ken 5,000 every single week when Danny is maxing out. So it doesn't matter where the person is, just keep sharing with people. Don't keep this a secret.
No. And so it's really up to you. So even I always ask this question, say, if we can help you make an extra $1,000 a month, 20,000 Rand, let's use an example, say 18,000 Rand per month. Would that be something helpful to you and your family right now? What about an extra $1,000 a week? How about, or 20,000, let's say 20,000 Rand a week? Would that be helpful to you and your family? What about 20,000 Rand a day or $1,000 a day? And that's all possible. We've done all of that, and we want to help people do the same thing. We're nothing special. We're just sharing it. We can't stop sharing it. And we're sponsoring new people left and right and center because we can't stop sharing it. So we encourage you to do the same thing. So again, the biggest part is you pick the pack you want. And once again, you can upgrade to whatever you want to. So if you say, hey, I can only do this, start here. If you can only do this, whatever it is, you can always upgrade. And what happens is the amount of money you pay is just the differential between the two. So if you pay $295, you can pay the differential. You pay $240. You already got 3 sleeves. They give you another 3 sleeves. So you only paid $80 extra for those 3 sleeves. So to me, that's wonderful, all these different things you can do. But to maximize the benefits, you want to be on the advanced pack and 2-sleeve auto ship, and that you can maximize and make as much money as you want. There's people making over $100,000 a week from this business, and they're friends of ours that just started a little over 3 years ago. It's pretty cool. So again, you want to talk about this, and then we'll wrap up.
So these are the 2 websites. If you've never seen them, please write them down. This is at info.com. We already said that this particular website has everything that you need to know about the products, okay? And you cannot purchase off there. So you want to share it with everybody. Don't try and be David Schmidt. This is a team.com is the website. It's the A to Z of the business. If you're saying, you know what, I like what I see, this product sounds amazing and I do want to share with people, but I need to figure out what to say, how to say it, how do I get started? Well, everything is on thisisateam.com. But you know what? That is your textbook. You do have coaches. This is a team is the fastest growing. And when you see this is a team, that's the name of our team. Okay, not ours, but the bigger team. Steve and Gina Merritt and all the leaders that are part of this is a team. And we all. We didn't have that right in the very beginning when we started, but they then started to put this together, and we started to implement what was on there. And honestly, we just utilize this like our manual. The same way you have a car with a manual, which you can check if something goes wrong with the engine, you can go and check. This is what we use to go and figure out where we're at, how do we do this business. A to Z of your business.
Yeah. And so the last thing is really the long-term vision. But basically, Steve and Gina said to us, hey, Greg and Minna, you want to build this business quickly, so this is what we recommend. The next 90 days, put 20 personals right, 20 personals left. And we went, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And literally, we did that. And then we did it again and did it again. So we tell people all the time, start with 4, right? You want to start with 4, and then you want to continue building personals down, and you'll identify some leaders who want to run. Yeah. And that's what it is. So basically, we talk to 5 people minimum a day. Basically, we want to help people to get started right away and take responsibility for both legs and help them. So basically, we have other Zooms you can tie into, different meetings you can do. Like even tonight in the United States, we got 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Joe Navarro, who's blown this business up, he started making over $2,500 a week within 7 weeks. Think about that, making over $10,000 a month at that point, and start growing from there. Now I think he's making about $40,000 a month or more. So again, he's gonna be teaching tonight. I recommend, if you want to, get on that meeting. For people that are in South Africa and Europe, this Friday, 12 p.m., which is gonna be 6 p.m. your time. Again, I'd highly recommend tying it up. There's other meetings you can tie people into, including recordings. And if you know anybody in Spanish, they got every Thursday they have Spanish meetings, third Thursday Spanish teachings, and then Saturday is team training. You want to talk about that for a second?
So team training is the nuts and bolts of everything. All these other Zooms, you leverage these other Zooms, you tie your people in, because you do not need to be the voice. And that is what we do. We tie people into these Zooms. But the team, the training on Saturdays is imperative. If you say, I want to figure this out, I want to know how to do this. So on Saturday, we had 2 SPDs out of South Africa do the training.
Yep.
They hit the highest rank last year already. Mel, when we were on the cruise, she hit SPD, and Candace just before that. But in all honesty, first and foremost, they didn't live in the same town. They met each other on the cruise.
Yeah.
for the first time
Yeah. So they met each other online, but they literally had connected with each other
on the cruise
yeah.
in person.
That was the first time I met in
But
person. Yeah.
their training is
Phenomenal.
exactly what we did
Yep.
to actually hit the highest rank.
So what you can do is go to the YouTube link, go to YouTube. This is a team, go to live. And when you go to live meetings, you can actually see the previous recording from Saturday. You're going to want to watch that. So if you say, well, people in South Africa can't build this. No, you'd be shocked at how many people are building this to a huge level. It's very, very exciting. I mean, their whole income has shifted dramatically. I mean, huge income levels. So again, I'm not going to go over that. But again, the one thing you want to think about again is it's time to make your move. Are you serious about your dreams? There is hope for your future. And so we tell people, get started today, get started with X39, get back to the person who invited you here so they can basically help you pick the pack that works best for you. But I always say, like a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1,000 pictures, right? So when you watch a video, it's like all these different pictures is worth 1,000 pictures, but an experience is worth 1,000 videos. So when my wife, being from South Africa, the first time I went to South Africa, I looked at pictures, I saw videos like, wow, but how many people know when I went to South Africa, it's a different experience, right? You get to touch the people, the food, everything else. You can never forget those things. Well, we want you to experience this product. So we tell people all the time, utilize the product. The best thing you possibly do is get the product right away. You got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Put the patch on, and literally you can do all the research you want for the next 30 days. But I'd encourage you to share with others, and we'll help you do that. So again, it's been very, very exciting sharing with you today. The one thing, there's a lot of stuff going on today that are uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainties that are going on in life. And one thing that we know for certain is this is it. So God bless you. Have an amazing day. We look forward to partnering with you. We got a next level training. We're starting in about 10 minutes. So we want 15 minutes. So we want to get you on that too for people who are already brand partners, because we're going to be talking about new brand partner training, and we're going to talk about that, and actually got a lot of great things we're going to share. So God bless you. We look forward to working with you guys.
And we're here next week, Monday, even though it's Labor Day.
Yep.
Bring your friends.
It's Labor Day in the U.S., but obviously not in Europe and South. So this is an international team meeting. So bring your friends, get as many people on here as possible. So work this week to get as many people on here and share this information with them. Share that great 3-minute video with them, and then tie them into the meetings that are upcoming this week. So otherwise, we look forward to seeing you guys in the next level training.